got my music going. Hold up, guys. One of these days I will start my stream when I'm actually ready to stream, but super professional over here. Okay. Is it going? It's going. Alright, doing something a little different today. Also, I know it's not a normal art stream day, so, you know, if anybody is, like, popping in just to say hello and then has to leave, like, no judgment. This is very much not my normal art streaming day. But being as close as I am to making affiliate, I'm trying to get my streams more spread out so that I have that last requirement, because I have all 3 requirements except for streaming enough days in a month, so we're working on that. Anyway, I want to try something a little different today. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, is make canvas art with some of these Blythe face plates, because I think that they are kind of perfect for assemblage art. Once you clear off all of this stuff off of the back, like, I mean, you can see they don't sit perfectly level as they are, but you can just cut and sand all of this off. And then I think they would be really cool for assemblage art. Number one, because I could put some lights behind the head. And I think that that would give like a really awesome effect. Or even if I didn't do that, like, I just think that the way that they sit perfectly on here is kind of awesome. So one idea that I had was just to use just the face and do everything else painted around it, and I think that may be what I'm going to do today. But another one I had, I've got pieces on the floor next to me that I want to grab, so hang on a minute. Another idea that I had was to take pieces from my body box and pieces that I've been sent. I bought from a friend who was moving and clearing out old stock of like random customizing supplies. Gave me some really TLC quality bodies, so I probably won't use like the made to move ones. That's kind of a nice body. We'll set that one aside. But like the fake Takara bodies, oh, this one's even got a backwards arm, so this would be a perfect candidate to rip an arm off and potentially use this to just add like body parts around the faceplate. I think that that could be kind of fun, or have like arms that are reaching off of the canvas. That's the other thing that I really wanted to try. Let me pull one of these hands off. So especially with these hand packs that you can buy, I think it would be really cool to just have hands just kind of like poking out all around. That would be, I think, a really fun thing to do. Yeah, but I think this one, I want to do just like a skull with it and paint kind of around it. I wonder what doll this body came from. This one doesn't look super familiar to me. It says 2003 Integrity Toys on the back, so this is a new one to me. It's got really soft vinyl arms though. Oh, and they're posable. This could be fun for other projects. We're gonna save that one. Yeah, but I just kind of want to play around today with flattening this face and seeing how well this idea is gonna work. So this one, I want to do something very similar to what I did with this faceplate, where I turned it into a skull, except since I'm not reassembling the doll, I don't have to try and keep this bottom half intact or maintain any kind of structural integrity. So rather than just carving out little like slit lines, I'm going to take the whole bottom jaw off, which is it might be a little ambitious, but I think it's doable. And I think as long as I sketch this out as I go and make sure that it's working as I go and keep like readjusting myself as I'm working, I think that I can really make this work well. But obviously the first goal of today is going to be to completely flatten everything out. So I'm going to put a cutter head on my Dremel, and I'm going to take all of these little flaps and posts and all of those off, and just kind of flatten it out. So, and this isn't a head that I completely ruined, but I just really wasn't happy with where the carving is going, so that's why I'm going to use this one, because I do have extra face plates, but they're like brand new face plates, and I kind of feel bad about taking a brand new face plate like way down to the canvas like that. Sorry, I'm trying to get, I'm trying to get my music adjusted, because now I can't hear it at all, which means you guys probably can't hear it, and it just makes me feel like there's awkward silences in the moments when I'm not talking if there's no music going. Anyway, oh, I redid my hair too. I tinted all the sides with the purple as well, and it kind of darkened them a little, and I feel like it blends better with the purple now. Anyway, okay. So, I also got a new toy that I am very excited to be able to use today. It's an electric sander. So rather than using like my little micro mesh pads and sanding by hand, this is gonna save my hand so much trouble. It only does like a back and forth vibration, so I'm gonna have to still like do the circular motion myself, but it does most of the sanding without me having to really move. So, and I don't have to like grip the sandpaper as I'm sanding, which is gonna save me so much pain. I mean, literal pain. It's gonna be so helpful. I didn't know that this was something that existed. I actually saw it on another channel. What is this channel called? Oh my gosh. I'm still coming off of being sick. Give me a second. ZW Creations on YouTube. His was fancier. The one that he had was fancier. And I am going to try and save up to get one of those, but I just wanted to get a cheap one just to, number one, see if it was something that would actually be helpful to me, and number two, to see if it was something that my hand would be able to hold on to, which obviously I know that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but like, I don't know if you can see how swollen this joint is on this finger here, but like even gripping onto things, because I only have 3 fingers to hold stuff with right now, is kind of a problem. So like if it was going to be something that vibrated really strongly, I may not have been able to hold on to it well enough to use it. So I didn't want to spend big money on a new tool without trying it out first, you know what I mean? So I got the cheap one for now, and I mean, you can see it just goes back and forth, so it's not like anything super like and it sands for you. Isn't that so much nicer? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I found that. So now the only thing I have to do is get the right grit of sandpaper to where it'll be nice and smooth. Like, it'll do my initial sanding for me. I'm still gonna have to do a little bit of the buffing with the micro mesh for now. But I have different grits of extra fine grit sandpaper ordered. So in the very near future, I will likely be doing all of my sanding with my new little tool. It's gonna save so much hand pain to be able to do that. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna just put the big cutter head on for now, because I gotta take a lot of stuff off of these edges. Okay. I'm gonna go on medium speed, and I'm not gonna put a mask on because I've actually bothered to put a full face of makeup on today for the first time in like 3 weeks, and I'm just not trying to smear that everywhere. But full disclosure, you should wear a mask to do this. It's very dusty and very messy. I'm actually gonna move my canvas too, just so I don't get little flying pieces making scratches on my canvas or anything like that. And I'm just trying to get right now. Can you see how it's sort of leveling right there? I'm just trying to get this little notch off. And I'm going to start with taking the notches off and then go after these big old posts where the screws go in. Just so I can get the thin stuff done first. Because I'm actually going to take do the other carving with my other hand, and it's not going to be as neat. Ah! Oh geez. That's alright, it's on the inside, nobody can see it. Nobody will ever know except me and everybody who watches this stream. Alright. And the other thing, the way that I am holding this, I'm trying to hold it so that the flat edge of my cutting head is level with this flat edge. And then that way it kind of sands it down as it takes the piece off, if that makes sense. I may need to turn the speed up a bit. I don't like to keep my speed on too high if I don't absolutely have to, because it's much easier to make an unfixable mistake doing that. But I think I have to, just to get through all this plastic. Alright, and now we're going to go on the other side. Oh. I may need to turn the speed up even a little bit higher, but I really don't want to if I don't have to. We're just going to kind of tap at it. Okay, see, I did take a little tiny bit of a chunk out of there that I didn't mean to take out. I was trying to level it and I tipped just a little bit too far, but I think I can mostly sand that, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. We're just going to move on. Alright, so this is going through this thicker piece right now. That's where it's getting hung up. There we go. You see that just fly off? That's what we want. Alright. try and mark these. I'm trying to mark the posts right now by laying my cutting head level against the flat bit. And then that way, when I come over here with my other hand that isn't quite as dexterous, I'm going to turn the speed all the way up, and I have that little guideline there. And the reason I don't just take it all the way down is because I want the post to still be level with these edges, because every little bit of this surface that is level with the canvas is more surface that I can put glue on to attach to the canvas and make sure that it's going to stay put once it's there. And do this. Damn it. This one, I can't get to the middle. It just keeps, it's catching. Alright, I see why it's catching. Can you see that little, this little flap in here is catching it. Oh no, let go. It's like melted into a thicker piece. Let me just take that off. Okay. I think we're good now. Maybe not. I thought that's what it was catching on, but that might not have been it. We're almost there. There we go. Alright. Now I just need to get it the rest of the way off. Okay. And I think... Okay. I may have taken them just a little bit too low, but I should still be able to get contact with glue and canvas and post, which is what I was hoping for. Alright, so I'm going to take this now and just lay it on the canvas and see if there's any areas that I need to bring down anymore. And it looks like it's laying nice and smoothly against the canvas all the way around. So I'm going to assume we're good to go, which means I can start sketching out the skull. Let me just try and keep my area semi-clean for once. Which is not something I'm always good about doing, so I have a whole bunch of little shavings up on up on my keyboard up here. Okay. Sorry, I'm pulling up a reference really quick. But I'm realizing also that it may be better to do that on my tablet. Okay, set that off to the side. Please don't fall. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna use that. Oh, you know what? Oh, where is it? I actually have a printed out reference, I think, in my sketchbook. Just a second. Or maybe I don't. I thought it was in the front, but it doesn't appear to be in the front. I know I printed it out. It's just a matter of where I put it. And everything is a little chaotic because I do still have like lingering sick brain. Okay, it's not in here, so that's fine. That would have been so much easier, but doesn't appear to be working out that way. Make a minor stream adjustment here. Okay. Alright, I got my Sharpie. I need... Where's my regular pencil? I don't know where my regular pencil went. That's fine. I got a watercolor pencil. Once again, someday I will have all of my materials ready to go for my streams before I start the stream. But today is not that day, so this is fine. I can work with this. Alright, so I'm going to... Boy, okay. I also need to keep an eye on my time because I started later than I meant to today. I was watching another stream while I was getting ready and I admittedly kind of lost track of time. Whoops. But, you know, I'm here. We'll do what we can today. And it shouldn't be too much longer. Why is it still saying I'm streaming Slime Rancher, by the way? I just noticed that. Is it doing that for everyone else? Let me pull my Twitch app back up. Okay, no. It's not showing it on my Twitch app. So it may just be that Stream Elements isn't updated on OBS. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about it. We're just going to go back to sketching out this skull. Am I on my camera? Yes, okay. I am at least remembering to check semi-regularly that I'm still on camera. I am getting better. I'm still kind of a baby streamer, but I'm getting there. I'm learning. Okay, that might be too low. But I think it's okay. Part of the problem with doing this skull carving on this one is that I already brought the arch of the nose down a little bit when I first started this face. I'm hoping there's going to be enough plastic left there to leave the little septum bone area, you know, but we shall see. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay. And then I'm going to flatten this whole mouth area out just like I did with this one. So I'm not going to worry too much about sketching into there. But what I do want to do... Oops, I locked it and now I can't see my reference. There we go. Okay. What I do want to do is sketch out where I'm going to separate the bottom jaw. So I'm going to take... And this is the other reason I left that post, is because I'm going to take the bottom jaw, like, right at this cheekbone. So this area really is going to need more to stick itself on with. So I'm trying to like really carefully sketch around these structures in here so that I will have areas to put my glue. So I'm going to take this cheekbone up here and kind of curve it back down into the upper jaw, and then we'll carve the teeth in here. And the real challenge is going to be getting this symmetrical enough, because while I'm happy to do like asymmetrical eye orbits, like the way that I draw my skulls, and asymmetrical, you know, septum holes like the way that I draw my skulls, I would prefer that the jaw is at least semi symmetrical, you know? I don't want it to be a completely lopsided skeleton. So I'm going to try and eyeball it top down. No. It's like right under this cheek here. So probably right about there. I mean, that looks like it's good. Okay. So then I just need to connect up and over. Oops. Yeah. Alright. Since I am pretty much happy with how this is looking, I'm going to use this Sharpie so that I don't lose my markings as I'm carving pieces out. And this whole skull is going to be painted like an antique white color. So once I put layers and layers of gesso and paint on it, any Sharpie marks that are left behind are not going to be visible. So it's not something I'm worried about. And we're going to curve it up a little bit. But I'm not super worried because I still have to carve the whole nose off to do this. So I'm going to end up remarking in that area. My hands are really shaking already. I was hoping to do at least 2 hours today, but I don't know. My hands are not super cooperative, which admittedly is my own fault. I had caffeine today, knowing that it might make my hands shake, but also knowing that I wouldn't be conscious enough, or coherent enough, to do a full stream without some kind of chemical assistance. Alright, a nice little gentle curve there. And carry that over this side as well. And then curve up and... oh, come on, shaky hand. Just draw a semi-straight line and we're good to go. That's all I ask. Alright, I think this one is actually a little bit lower. So I'm going to go just slightly above and sort of blend it into the curve, because I think that it ends up at the right place even if it doesn't start there. And then I also need to bring this curve up a little bit here. Maybe I went a little too close to the mouth where I started bringing it. Okay. And then the way that I erase the little Sharpie is with my little sanding tool. Just gonna gently scrape out the areas that I corrected. Not enough to put a dent in, just enough that I can tell that the lines are slightly blurred and I know which is the good line that I should be following and which one is the one to get rid of. So now it looks more symmetrical. And now that I have that, I'm going to start working on where I want the bottom jaw to be. So I think I need to hold this up to the light. Oh, those posts are going to be right in the middle of where I put my jawline. So I need to reconsider if I want to bring these cheekbone lines in a little bit, maybe. I think that that would... Although, if that's going to be in the empty area of the bottom jaw, I was kind of counting on those to help adhere the bottom jaw area, but it looks like... I mean, I can't really show it on the camera, but because the plastic is too thick to really see through effectively, but those posts are literally right here, right in the middle of my line. Yeah, they're right there. So I don't think, unfortunately, that I'm going to be able to retain those. I think I'm going to have to just get rid of them. Shoot. And also, now that I'm looking at it, I think my second line over here was better than the one that I started to get rid of. So, get rid of both of those and try and go in the middle of where they were. And that should be the happy medium. Nope. I also want to make that sharper. I was trying to make a nice gentle curve, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm realizing this is where I'm trying to put teeth. So there needs to be like a nice sharp line between this is bone, this is teeth. So, I've never taken one of these completely apart like this, so this is all brand new territory for me. We're all just kind of learning as we go here. But I do feel like I want to make it a slightly sharper angle. So maybe more like, instead of like this gentle curve here, we'll stop about here and go up, straight up, and then oh, can't get this cap off today. And get rid of this line. Okay. I don't like it without the teeth. I just have to keep reminding myself there's going to be teeth there, because now it looks a little silly. Although, what if I just didn't put the teeth on the jaw and I actually sculpted the teeth? I think that might be better. Okay. I'm trying to think on the fly here to make this work, and I'm thinking the best way to do this, maybe, instead of carving them completely apart and trying to carve teeth into everything, if I instead do this and say the two jaws are going to meet with teeth here-ish. This area is going to be open. I don't know why I made it curved going down, because it should just be straight that way. And then the bottom jaw would be open about here and come back up there. And this whole area would be cheek bit that I would take out. And then what I can do is with clay sculpt both rows of teeth here. That could potentially work. I'm just trying to, well, I don't know that I want to sculpt them either, because I feel like then they'll look more like they're sitting on top of the face instead of, or not the face, the skull, instead of being part of the skull. This is kind of the downside of doing something completely brand new on a stream that I've never tried before, because I don't really know the best way to do this sort of thing. I mean, I never really do, but I usually just sort of go for it and hope for the best. I guess. Okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna just go for it, because I don't hate how the carved teeth looked on this one. So I feel like I can make this work with the carved teeth and still doing like a fully open face, because that's the big thing, is I really want this cheek area to be like completely open. I'm going to carve all the way through. I want you to be able to see the canvas underneath, because I'm going to do cool stuff with the canvas directly underneath where the skull is sitting. So I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be like this, where it's just carved into the plastic and then painted. So I think I'm gonna, you know what, I have to flatten the face out before I can do any of this. I'm gonna do that first, and then we'll come back to worrying about how to do things. Alright, so I'm gonna take the nose off first. Here we go. I gotta turn the speed up. This is a thick hunk of plastic here. Alright, this is hard on my hand here, but I'm gonna do it. Trying really hard to line my cuts up as close to these, as close to the sketch marks as I can get without being right on top of them. Alright, it's sticking a lot. I am not turning my speed up anymore though, because I'm so afraid I'm gonna irreparably damage this face. I'm just gonna keep going for it. A little bit at a time. It is coming. It's coming off. Like, it's starting to lift up, and I can see it coming off. But I also smell the plastic melting a little bit. Because, again, this is a chonky area to be cutting through. So it's a process. You gotta go a little bit slow. Alright, once again, I really do want to try and take it off in one, just because I think it'll be really funny to pull the nose off all in one go. But, just like with the other skull, I don't think that that's going to work. Because there's just so much plastic to get through. This is just launching straight at my face, by the way. Safety glasses, guys. Safety glasses and preferably respiratory protection. If I don't get this in the next minute or so, I'm going to actually get my respirator, because I am getting a little worried about how much burning plastic smell is happening. But I see it coming off, so I feel like I'm almost there. I can see in from the sides that it's nearly there. It just doesn't want to go through this last little bit. Oh my god, it was completely stuck for a second there. I'm gonna have to go just a little bit faster and be really, really careful. Can you see, like, in there? It is almost off. I just have to get that last little bit in the middle, and I'm just having trouble getting it all the way through. And try coming at it from another angle. Ah, let go. Ah! Oh my gosh. Almost there. I see it. Come on, little nose. This is so bizarre. I can, like, you see how thin this little piece is? It just doesn't want to go through that last little bit. I don't understand. Alright, oh no. This is why I didn't want to turn it up, because I had one little skid, and I got a little groove carved in there. I think I can fix that, though. Did I get it? Oh, I got it. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm so covered in little pieces of plastic now. All right. So there's the big chunk gone. So now I should be able to go in with my little pointy heads and dig through and completely carve that out. But before I do that, I do want to smooth this. Although, no, you know what? It would look better if the septum bit in the middle came up just a little. So, maybe I won't smooth it. I'm just going to keep focusing on the nose because I don't know that I'm going to get through the jaw today. Because honestly, like, my hand is really starting to hurt. It wasn't that bad this morning. I don't know why it's getting so sore so rapidly. Maybe it's the vibration of the tools against the inflamed joint. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to at least try and get through the nose today because I'm excited to start this project. I really wanted to do this stream specifically because I want to do this project. Like, literally, I was too excited to wait for next week. I don't know. Maybe I'll just, instead of, like, completely ending my stream, I may go to, like, a game or something instead. I could always go back to observation duty if I have to, because that's, I mean, I can use just one hand for that. You just have to be able to left click and use the arrow keys. And that's all you need. So, that may be what I end up doing, unfortunately. It wasn't the plan, but I don't know what's going on with my hand today. Alright, so this is my pointy head. I'm gonna just dig it on in there. Actually, oh my gosh. I don't know if I can... I'm gonna try. But I don't think I can hold the end with my sore finger anymore. This is... I don't know. This is bad. Honestly, my hand has not hurt this bad in a long time. I'm wondering if just, like, holding all of this stuff to put makeup on my face today, like the little eyeliner pen and my eyebrow pen, maybe that was just too much holding small objects before I even started my stream. Oh my god, I can't cut through with this. There's still too much plastic here. I'm still gonna need the cutting heads. And I definitely, I don't have the dexterity to hold those still enough to cut narrow areas today. So that for sure is not happening. I'm really frustrated. I was excited to do an art stream. I really wanted to do an art stream. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Ugh. I feel bad. Ugh, I'm sorry. This is just, it's not working. I'm going to come back to this project. It is a really cool project, I think. It's going to turn out really well when I do get it done. I may just have to carve away at the head off camera a little bit at a time. I think that carving through the thick plastic just may not be something my hand can do right now. I may even try and recruit somebody else to get the carving started for me. I think once I get it started, I can go in with this head and, like, hollow the areas out. I don't know. My hand was not, like, I can't even straighten my finger now. Usually I can't bend it all the way, but I can straighten it. This is bad. Alright, I'm gonna stop being naughty. I'm gonna make an appointment with my orthopedic surgeon and get another injection. Probably gonna have to make an appointment for surgery, which bums me out because I can't use my hand properly for like 3 months after that surgery. And then last time I had that surgery on my middle finger, that's what this little scar is. It took probably 6 months before I fully had dexterity in my hand again. Man, that's a bummer. Alright, I need to stop. I can't do this today. I wanted to, I can't. I'm gonna get observation duty ready to go. We'll do a game stream instead. But I need to switch my camera around, and I need to get on the proper screen for that. So let me get this in its case. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Really frustrated. I wanted this to work. I spent like an hour putting on makeup and getting all ready for this stream. So I'm not just gonna end the stream because I haven't put on makeup in weeks and I feel pretty and I want to keep streaming. So we're just gonna go do something else. Let me unplug my tools at least, because I will forget to do that later, and I don't want to have a drill and a sanding tool plugged in just sitting off to the side. So alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to get a game set up and ready to go. I'm gonna put myself on my BRB screen really quick so I can get my cameras and stuff set up. And then we'll play a game instead. Sorry I killed the art stream early. Here. Let's see. I'll update my stream title.